Hello everyone and welcome. My name's Rebecca and today we'll be doing a Vinyasa flow to pacify our Kapha Dosha. Dosha is a Sanskrit word meaning constitution, and doshas form part of the ancient Indian healing science known as Ayurveda. Kapha is associated with the elements of water and earth and has an energy of structure, cohesiveness, grounding and stability. Kapha Dosha governs nourishment, growth, lubrication and stamina, and our ability to feel contentment. When Kapha is in excess, it causes sluggishness, lack of motivation, heaviness and excessive sleep. So we'll encourage the opposite qualities to bring Kapha back into balance by creating space, stimulation, warmth and buoyancy. This will be an energetic practice where we'll build some heat and challenge ourselves in poses. We'll have a sharp upward facing gaze and keep our chest and shoulders open. I recommend having one strap, or you can always use a tie or a scarf, 2 blocks, or you can always use books, and also 2 blankets, or you can also have towels. During Shavasana, we'll use some support to help us feel restored, and I'll play some uplifting music on the harp, which will help to integrate this practice and also to balance Kapha Dosha. We'll start by setting up the breath, and we'll use bellows breath because it will help generate some heat and stimulation. So if you can imagine a bellow, you're with a fire and you've got this bellow of air with a spout and it's got 2 handles and you're pumping it together to create some heat in the fire. And that's what we'll be doing, but it involves using the diaphragm. And so we'll start, first of all, just before we do the bellows breath, to focus on breathing into the belly. And you might want to bring your hands onto your belly so you can feel this sensation. So you'll inhale through the nose, into the lungs, and into the stomach, and have a sense of the stomach going out. And then on the exhale, the stomach's coming in as the air comes out through the nose. We'll just breathe like this a few times. So that's to create an awareness of where the breath is going. But bellows breath is at more speed. So the inhale comes in through the nose and the exhale comes out through the nose. But it's sort of a pushing out with the diaphragm through the nose. It's a quick action. And what happens is, on the exhale, we're working the diaphragm. It's like the pump at that point. And then the inhale just naturally comes as the diaphragm relaxes. So what we'll do is we'll do a series like this at a slower pace. So you just follow me. You might want to close your eyes at this point. And then just rest a moment, and we'll repeat that, but we'll just speed it up a little bit at this time. And then just pause and relax. And again, you might want to keep your hands on your belly, or they might want to just rest on your thighs. And we'll do some more now for a little bit longer and at a greater speed. And then just pause, taking some deep inhale and a deep exhale. And then just coming to ordinary round of breath. So we'll start now by coming into our tabletop and some cat-cow. So having wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, pressing down. And inhale for the cow, raise the tailbone, belly to the earth, chest to the sky, really shine the chest forward, gaze up. Exhale for the cat, belly lifts up, chin to chest. And we'll do 6 like this. Inhale, cow, gaze up, exhale, cat. And then coming to a neutral tabletop. And exhale. So we'll lower down to the belly. We're just going to come into cobra to work on opening the chest. So really press down with the tops of the feet into the earth. The hands come back towards the ribs, tucking the elbows in, and shoulders come back and down. So inhale, cobra. Gaze up, keep that gaze up, and then exhale, come down. We'll do 3 more like this. Inhale, elbows in, exhale, down. Inhale, gaze up, exhale, down. Inhale, gaze up, exhale, gaze down. And then we're going to uncurl the toes as we come up through tabletop, and then exhale, lift the hips to the sky, downward facing dog. And then you might want to just pedal the dog out here to bring some extension to those hamstrings, pressing down with all 4 corners of the hands into the mat, biceps away behind the ears. And then just start to find some stillness in this dog. The first dog of the day. Allow the head to hang. We're going to be coming into this pose a few times during this practice. And then just look to the top of the mat. You can either walk or take a big step forward. Just decide which works best for you. And then fold forward. And then we're going to inhale, half lift. Hands to shins, exhale, fold, inhale, all the way up, exhale, bring hands through the heart center. In this version of mountain pose, in prayer position, really be aware of the shoulders back and down. We'll do a few sun salutations here to start the process of warming up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands and step back to plank. We'll just lower the knees, uncurl the toes, lower down to the earth, elbows tucked in. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, curl the toes through tabletop up to downward facing dog. You look forward as you step forward or walk forward. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, prayer. We'll repeat this twice more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step back to plank. Lower the knees, uncurl toes, elbows tucked into the earth. Inhale, cobra. Gaze up. Exhale, curl the toes, tabletop, downward facing dog. One more like this. Look forward. You can walk or step forward. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back, plank. Lower those knees, uncurl the toes down to the earth. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, curl the toes, tabletop to downward facing dog. Just pause here a moment to establish the stability in this downward facing dog. But feel light as well. Have a sense of lightness through the body as we move through the poses. So we're going to inhale the right leg to raise. Exhale, step forward. Lower the left knee down. Uncurl the toes. Inhale, low lunge. You want right knee above the right ankle. Let's see. We challenge ourselves in these poses, holding the pose here. You can always take that right foot a bit wider for more stability. Keeping the shoulders back and down, shine the chest forward, gaze up. And then exhale, paint the hands either side of the front foot. You might take some blocks here as we just come left hip over left knee for half splits, coming onto the heel of the right foot. Perhaps you've got a generous bend in that front leg. And then you want wrists under shoulders. Again, keeping the gaze up. But obviously your head is facing more to the earth. But just keep the eyes up. Keep the shoulders back and down. Broadness across the chest. Half splits. And then just remove any bricks from the mat. Bring that foot between the hands and then send that foot to the end of the mat so it's in line with the mat. And then inhale the right arm up. You can even slightly look to the ceiling. Supported side plank. And then exhale that hand. Curl the toes, downward facing dog. We'll repeat that on the other side. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, bring it between the hands. Lower the right knee, uncurl the toes. Left ankle under left knee as we inhale up, low lunge. Again, shoulders are back and down, a broadness across the chest. Gaze up. Feel light in this pose. And challenging ourselves. And again, you can always move the left leg a little further left. Feeling light here. Exhale the hands either side of the front foot. You can always take your blocks. Right knee under right hip. Send that left foot forward beyond the heel there. Perhaps you've got a bend in the legs. Wrists under shoulders. Half splits. Keeping a broadness across the chest. You want the shoulders back and down. Although the head is facing down, just bring the eyes up. Gaze forward. And then just remove the blocks. Bring the foot between the hands. Send that foot back. Supported side plank. Really open the chest here. And then exhale, downward facing dog. And then look to the top of the mat. You can step or float forward. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, you can step back, float back, perhaps lower the knees here, or perhaps keep the high plank. Exhale all the way to the earth, uncurl the toes. Inhale, cobra. Curl the toes, downward facing dog. We're slowly building these vinyasas between our poses. Yeah, inhale, right leg. Exhale, bring that foot between the hands. Lower the left heel, right ankle under right knee. So we inhale up, gaze up, warrior one. Remembering shoulders back and down, lightness here, keeping the gaze up. And then we're going to just challenge ourselves, stay in that pose, just one extra breath. Feeling grounded to the earth, connected up, arms to the sky. And then we're just going to just see if we can come forward. Slowly bring the hands forward, and then you can step that back foot in, and then just slowly lift that back foot. Warrior three. You want to bring the left inner thigh up towards the sky, and the toes point to the earth. Then we're going to step back. Warrior one. Exhale, hands either side of the front foot. Foot comes back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, bring between the hands, lower that right heel. This time left ankle below left knee. So we inhale up, warrior one. Broadness across the chest. Gaze up and forward, feeling light in this pose, really feeling the chest open, keeping the gaze up. Perhaps we can challenge ourselves to stay in this pose just one extra breath, and then bring the arms forward, and then step forward one, and then straighten the front leg. So you bring that right foot behind. You want the inner thigh to raise to the ceiling and the toes to point to the earth. For warrior three, feel light and strong. And then exhale back, warrior one. And then paint those hands either side of the front foot, downward facing dog. And we'll take vinyasa here. You can step or float forward, half lift, fold. Inhale up, exhale, hands through heart center. We're just going to take chair pose here. So just allow yourself to sit low. Just challenge yourself here. How long can you stay in this posture? Feel light though, chest forward, gaze up. And then inhale up, exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, reach up, exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, exhale, step or float back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to raise. Exhale, bring that foot forward and lower that back heel, coming up for warrior two. Again, right knee over the right ankle. Careful not to bring it forward. Perhaps you create more space. Bring the foot to the back of the mat. Shoulders over hips. Look down that front arm. And broadness across the chest. Feel light in this pose, but connected to the earth. And then inhale, flip the front palm, reverse the warrior. Exhale for extended side angle. And you challenge yourself to stay in this pose, looking up, keeping the gaze up, and keeping that opening across the chest and the shoulders. A sense that the sternum bone is lifting up. And then we're going to inhale. So we reverse on triangle, straighten that front leg. Exhale, bring that right hand down. Perhaps it comes to a block. Inhale, left arm up. You look down at the foot first of all, and then look forward, gaze up, or perhaps you even look up to that top arm. Broadness across the chest, really opening in the heart here. And then exhale as you paint the hands either side of the front foot. Send that right leg to stack over the left. Inhale, arm up, side plank. Option to do supported side plank here. Exhale, hand down, downward facing dog. We'll repeat this on the other side. Inhale, left leg, bring it between the hands, lower the right heel, right ankle above, below right knee. Inhale up, warrior two, and keep the left knee back. Perhaps you create more space by bringing that left foot back. Right shoulders, so the shoulders above the hips. Look down that left arm. Broadness across the chest. Keeping a sharp gaze. Feeling light here and open in the chest. Can we challenge ourselves just to take one more breath, and then inhale to flip the front palm, reverse the warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. And we'll look up, gaze up. Feel a sense of lightness here. Perhaps we can challenge ourselves to stay just one extra breath. And then we're going to inhale up, reverse our triangle, straighten that front leg. Exhale, that left hand down, perhaps to the floor, perhaps to a block. And then inhale the right arm to the sky. You might want to look down just for stability initially, then look forward if you can. And then gazing up, and then perhaps even able to look up to that top arm, feeling the space that's created in the body here with the arms wide open, creating space in the chest. And then exhale, paint the hands either side of the front foot, stack the left foot over the right for side plank. Option to lower the knee for supported plank here. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we'll take Vinyasa here. Always an option to do them like the first Vinyasas, the sun salutations in the class, or perhaps you want to stay here in downward facing dog. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step or float back. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Down dog. And then we're going to inhale the right leg. Exhale, bring that foot forward. Lower the left heel. Warrior two. Again, Keeping that right knee above the ankle. Gaze down that right arm. Broadness across the chest. Inhale to flip the front palm. Reverse the warrior. Exhale for triangle pose. Take hold of your block here. Inhale as you gaze up. Perhaps you're looking to the top arm. Perhaps you're looking forward with your eyes gazed up. Sharp focus. And then either you can keep your hand up. We're going to come to half moon, or perhaps you bring that top arm to the hip, bend the front knee, just start to walk forward, bring the hand forward so it's behind the little toe, it's about a foot to a foot and a half in front of the foot, and lift that back leg. You want the toes to point towards the back wall, keeping the foot flexed. And perhaps you can look forward, bring that top arm up, gaze sharp. Perhaps you look to that top hand. Challenge yourself. Can you stay in this pose here? And then exhale as we come back through triangle pose. And then paint the hands either side of the front foot, downward facing dog. We'll repeat on the other side. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, between the hands, lower the right heel. Warrior 2. Remember to keep that front leg back. Shoulders over the hips. Gaze down that front arm. Keeping that broadness across the chest. Lightness here. Space in the body. And then inhale to flip the front palm. Reverse the warrior. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Coming down, triangle pose. Take your block here because we'll use it in half moon. Inhale the right arm up to the sky. Perhaps you're looking forward. Gaze is up though. Or you might be looking up to the top arm. Feel the space across the chest. And then bring the top arm down to the hip. Or you might want to keep it up to challenge yourself. And then bend that front knee. Bring the hand forward a bit. Step that right leg forward halfway. Bring the hand on the little toe side about a foot to a foot and a half in front of that foot. Raise that back leg, foot flex, toe facing forward. First of all, just find some stability here. Perhaps the top arm raises. Perhaps you can look forward. Gaze is sharp, or you might even look up. Can you challenge yourself in this pose? And then we'll exhale as we come back through a triangle, and then paint the hands either side of that front foot. Vinyasa here. And downward facing dog. And then just lower the knees, toes together, knees slightly apart. We'll come into child's pose. Perhaps the arms are coming forward. They might come to touch the heels, but it helps to create a bit of that broadness across the chest, even if you just lower the elbows. And if you want, you can always bring a block under the forehead. Just choose this version of the pose for you. We'll just pause here to just rest a moment. feeling the heat that we've generated in our body. Feeling the space that we've generated in our body. And taking a moment to appreciate yourself for taking this time to come onto your mat. For your healing. And then inhale as you walk the hands up. We're going to come up. And then we're going to come into Dandasana. So bring the feet in front of you. You might want to sit on some height, so maybe you fold your blankets. So there's a bit of height here. And you want to take your strap as well at this point. So we're going to come into cow face pose with the arms and with the legs. So you can bring one leg in at a time for this cow face pose with the legs or with both feet. So if you just bend your right leg and then cross that right leg over the left and then bring the foot so that the toes point out to the east and the west, and you're also on the blade of that foot. You can either do the pose like this, or perhaps you bring the left foot in. So both feet are pointing out to the sides. The knees are above one another. Then take hold of your strap and put it in your left hand and lift it up to the sky. And then bend down so that the fingers point down the back. With the right hand, thumb point to the earth, palm to the back of the room, and then bring that right hand up the back. Perhaps it's at the waist, perhaps it's at the mid back, behind the heart. Maybe even the fingers can come together and touch. Just being where you are in this pose, but it's a lovely opportunity to open the chest here. So with that left shoulder, it probably wants to come forward. Just any amount, bring it back. Even if that means you have to lower down the strap. Don't compromise the shoulder. Protect the joint. And you want to have the top arm, the elbow, point towards the sky. And just being mindful, often the low ribs want to come forward. So just send them back, but having a sense of broadness across the chest, opening in the chest here, cow face pose. And then just release the arms, release the legs, come back to Dandasana. And we'll repeat that on the other side. So this time bring the left leg, bend the left leg, take it over the right, and then be on the side of that left foot, toes point out. You can either be here or perhaps bring the right leg in, again, toes point out to either side, cow face legs here. So with the knees over one another, we're going to take the strap in the right hand this time, lift the arm up to the sky, and then bend at the elbow so that the fingers point down the spine. And then with that left arm, take it up, point the palm to the back of the room, thumb facing down, and then bring that hand to the back to catch the strap. And again, remember the arm will probably want to come forward, so really work to bring it back. And you'll probably find that you're different on one side to the other it's very common with the hand that you write with that arm finds it more difficult to come up the back, and that's got a lot to do with the fact that we've built a lot of muscle in that arm, which creates a little bit more stiffness there. But just see where they come, but don't compromise that elbow or the shoulder joints. Just make sure you bring that shoulder back. And the top arm points, the elbow points to the sky. Cow face pose here. Feel the space created in the heart. Open chest here. And then just release the arms, release the legs. Come back, Dandasana pose. Just take a moment here with the arms straight, fingertips or perhaps palms to the earth, just as a counter pose from the cow face posture. And then we're going to just bend the knees here, and we're going to come onto our backs. So just remove the strap to the side and remove the blanket over to the top of the mat, and then we'll come back onto our backs here. And just one moment in Dandasana, and then just allow yourself to roll back slowly. Roll back, really working the core muscles as we roll back here. And then we're going to take the strap and bend the right leg and lift that leg up to the sky, and have the strap come round the ball of the foot. Don't have it round the arch of the foot. You want to have it round the ball of the foot. Really push that foot away. And have the shoulders back and down. Broadness across the chest. Maybe you can just walk up the strap just a little. Gaze up at that foot. And then take the strap in the right hand. With the left hand, it can either come out towards the left, or maybe it rests on that left thigh. And then on an exhale, allow that leg to come out to the side, any amount. Perhaps your elbow rests on the floor, just being where you are, feeling this opening here. Keeping the opening across the chest as well. Gaze up, sharp focus. Feeling light in this pose. And then inhale the leg back up to the sky. Remove the strap, straighten that leg to the earth. And we'll repeat that on the other side. So just bring that left leg close to the body, take the strap around the ball of the foot and straighten that leg. It might be further away from you. You might even have a gentle bend in that knee, just being where you are in this pose. Remember to keep the broadness across the chest, across the collarbones. Gaze sharp and upward facing. Feeling light here. Perhaps your hands even walk down the strap while you're in this pose. Perhaps they stay where they are. And then just take the strap in the left hand as you perhaps either have the right arm out to the side, or it might rest on that right thigh. And then exhale as you lower that leg down, Maybe you rest the elbow on the earth. Maybe it's still hovering, just being where you are, where you feel the sensation. And again, gaze up, keeping that broadness across the collarbones. Heart shined forward and up towards the sky. Feeling light here. Feel the space that you've generated in your body through this practice to pacify Kapha Dosha. And then inhale that leg back up, bend the leg, send that leg back down, and we can remove the strap now. I'm going to come into bridge pose. So bend at the knees, bring the feet close towards the buttocks, the heels close to the buttocks. And then having the hands, palms down on the earth. And we're just going to inhale as we lift those hips towards the sky. We're just going to pause here a moment just to find this pose. Really press down with the feet into the earth to help lift those hips towards the sky. And then we're going to exhale, lower those knees down. And we'll repeat this, and you can either keep your hands where they are, or maybe as you inhale up, you might interlock those hands behind the back, creating more of that broadness across the front chest. Really press down with the heels into the earth here. Challenge yourself here. And then remembering which finger is in front with your interlock, and then exhale down to the earth, and we'll repeat that. And you can either again keep the hands down on the earth, or you can interlock your fingers, and just interlocking the fingers the other way so the other finger is in front. So inhale, really press down with the feet, interlock the fingers the other way, and creating broadness across the front chest, the shoulders, the head connected to the earth. Gaze is upward and sharp. Challenge yourself in this pose, opening the chest and the heart, and then exhale to release and let go. And then just a moment, straighten the front legs, and then we'll bend those legs again, and we're going to bring the knees to the chest. So you just hug in here, and then we're going to inhale as we bring the head, the nose towards the knees. Counter pose for that back bend, and then exhale that head back to the earth. And then we're going to bring the arms wide here, lower the knees, and you might want to take a block at this point. Just bring your blocks halfway up the mat so that they are accessible. And with the feet to the earth, just lift the hips and take them just 2 inches over to your left. Inhale the knees to the chest. Exhale as you roll over to one side. You might even have the legs rest on a block, or they might be resting to the earth. Just being where you are in this pose. You look to the ceiling, keeping that gaze up, or maybe you look away from those bent legs, feeling the broadness across the shoulders, space created in the chest in this pose. breathing here into the space in the chest. And then inhale the knees back to center, lower the feet. Just first of all, come to a neutral spine. And then just lift the hips, take them 2 inches to the right. As you inhale the knees to the chest, and then slowly let those knees fall out to the left. And perhaps you rest on a block here. You might face the ceiling, or you might face away from the bent legs, keeping the gaze up. And feeling that opening in the chest, in the heart, across the shoulders, feeling the space in the body, space in the chest. And then inhale, knees back to center, lower the feet, just straighten the spine once more. And then we're just going to bring the knees to the chest and flex the toes, shine the soles of the feet to the sky. Take the knees wide, happy baby. Perhaps you're holding the knees, perhaps the calves, the ankles, maybe even the soles of the feet. And we'll just take some movement here as you rock back and forth, massaging the back, keeping that broadness though in the front chest, keeping the heart shining to the sky. You can play with your baby here, have some fun here, smile, laugh, feel lifted here as the baby enjoys this position. Just be like that. Enjoy being here. And then just bring the feet together, the knees together, lower the feet to the earth. And then we're just going to roll over to one side and come to sitting as we use one of our blankets now. So just going to roll this blanket. So it's in a fairly tight roll. Want it really the length of the torso. And then with the other blanket, just take this blanket, removing any bricks and blocks off to the side. And we're going to come back, roll back. So you want really to have the bottom of the blanket by the sacrum, unroll. So you've got a bit of lift here, a bit of support, and again it creates that opening across the chest. You can have the hands really wide and the feet point out. You can either stay here without a blanket, or perhaps you get your blanket, your second blanket, and you place it over you. You might even want to put some socks on. Perhaps you put on a jumper. Again, keeping that opening across the shoulders, and just, if it's in your practice, allowing your eyes to close. Just let go of any effort here now. Shavasana, a time of integration of this practice. And while we integrate this practice, I will play some uplifting music from the harp to assist with balancing Kapha Dosha. Just begin to become aware of your breath once more. Begin to bring a bit of length to the breath. Become aware of the fingers and the toes. And bring some gentle movements there. Perhaps making small movements with the hands and the feet. Maybe moving the arms and the legs. And maybe you want to stretch out long. And when you're ready, just bending at your knees. And just rolling off your prop here. And then gently using your hands as you push yourself back up into a comfortable seated position. Just bringing the hands to the heart center. And feeling that broadness across the chest, opening in the heart. And I thank you for joining me in this practice today. I wish you well. Namaste. Follow this link to the Emerald Alignment, which is a 4-minute energy field alignment to complete the integration of this yoga practice. There are links below for more information. If you enjoyed this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to the channel.